Good afternoon. This is Todd Colvin coming to you from the floor of the CME Group. We are talking metals, and gold extends the bull trend we've seen going all the way back to July. Gold is up about 12%, and that's been a pretty straight run. We haven't seen too many hiccups, especially in the last 2 weeks. It's been pretty much a straight shot. Today we got as high as 1362. I think ultimately we want to see gold probably attempt to get to 1400 to really call it a real top. At this point, we can't say that because it's all about risk and it's all about the dollar. So there's a couple of reasons, those are the reasons fueling gold higher. Demand and that risk-off trade continues to be the engine that pushes it higher. And what did the dollar do? Well, obviously the dollar continues its plunge. We did see a modest uptick earlier in the week, but right now it seems we're going to be heading lower. We made it to as low as we've been, I think, since January of 2015. So the dollar really, even an uptick isn't going to help. I mean, you need to see a massive trend reversal there in order to really see it have an adverse effect on gold. So right now the dollar helping. The news is helping, and what is the news this weekend? It's a lot of weekend risk. There's talk of North Korea doing another test. There's Irma coming in. How is that going to adversely affect capitalization for insurance companies and banks after the weekend and the damages? So there's a lot going on right now, which has kind of given the market a risk-off trade. I think the real question here is if everything comes out okay on the other end, which it typically does, where is the support going to be for gold? Because we made such a strong move, fast move higher. It's difficult to put in those support levels because there really wasn't any time spent. So right now, looking first at really at 1327, that's a way down. And below that, 1305 are your two levels to watch. I think ultimately the upside is where we want to watch. Continue to keep an eye on 1400 as a psychological resistance, but certainly not going to be resistance as long as risks remain elevated. And again, it's all going to come out next weekend. What happens in North Korea? What happens with Irma? And then you got to focus on the Fed, because right now the Fed is taking a rate hike, or the market's taking a rate hike off the table for the Fed right now, about 25% odds. So it's all about the balance sheet and how the Fed can kind of keep control of policy, and they're going to do that via the balance sheet. We're going to hear about that in September in about 2 weeks. So right now, gold continuing the bull trend. I don't see any reason why it would pull back. Initially, we're going to wait and see what happens after the weekend, but ultimately the bigger picture says risk on, and gold is showing you that. This has been Todd Colvin coming to you from the floor of the CME Group.